Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Time to do another kind of pickups video, and tell you a little bit of the story of the shop that I stopped at while on a little mini vacation. Took the family up as of this video a week ago to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And we did the whole thing there, went to Dollywood, had a great time. Did that on Friday, and then on Saturday, so again, a week from today, as of this recording, my daughters and my wife wanted to go to some thrift shops and some different stuff, so I asked them if they would drop me off at a comic book store. We had found a shop earlier Saturday morning, but we had tickets to a Titanic exhibit. So I only got a chance to look through the shop very quickly before I had to go. Well, it was pretty cool, and they had dollar boxes, and I love a good deal. I love digging through the dollar boxes. So when they wanted to go thrift shopping afterwards, I asked them, I said, well, do me a favor, just drop me off, come back and pick me up. No rush, just give me time. Y'all take your time. So that's what they did. So they dropped me off at a shop, or the shop that we found that was called Escape Reality Comics. Pretty good, or pretty cool store. Had a huge selection of back issues. They sold some collectibles, toys, Legos, things like that that fall within the, the geeky, nerdy realm of collecting. And it was a pretty cool store. But I couldn't help but to notice that the gentleman working the store was less than enthusiastic about having a customer in his store. No good morning. No, hey, welcome back. I see you came back. No, nothing like that. Tried to make some small talk when I checked out the first time with some of the books that I found. And just no response. It's like he was deaf. Even the second time, when I took even a bigger stack up to the counter to check out, just nothing. And now I can understand why the shop had some pretty crappy reviews on Yelp, because just the service, I don't know if this gentleman working was the owner, that was just, some hired help, but cool shop, crappy service. But you know what? That's okay. I'm okay with it, because I walked away with a big old stack of books. And I think he did give me a break, because these were all out of the dollar box, except for one. I think I did buy one that was not in the dollar box. But I think he did end up giving me a break. So, it is what it is. But right here on the top, you can see Backlash. This is issue number 2. This is an Image title that I remember back in the day. Sold pretty well. It ran a good while, a couple of years. But it's one I just, I don't know. It's like, as I've kind of come back around to some 90s books, especially some Image books, this is a book that I don't see, a title I don't see a lot of when I go dollar bin diving, at conventions and stuff like that. So the fact that they had some, and they had a nice run of it, I went ahead and grabbed it, because I've always enjoyed Brett Booth's art, and this looks like it could be a fun read. So start off with issue 2. And then we got issue 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which I had on my list, but the cover didn't match, and it's because this is a variant, apparently. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you can see what I'm saying about a run, right? 15, 16, skip a couple issues over to 21, 22, 26. So that put a huge dent in the want list for Backlash. That'll be fun to see how difficult it is to find the last ones. All right, sticking with Image, another title that this one I did have back in the day. Primarily picked it up for Humberto Ramos's art, but I liked what I read, even though at the time I wasn't really reading any other Image titles. So this is a book that I'd like to, or a run I'd like to slowly put back together. I think I gravitated away from the book when Ramos left, but now that I'm kind of reading some of the other stuff, I kind of like to get back into it. So I found a couple, and these do happen to be Ramos art. So we have issues 4, issue 5, always like that cover, and issue 6, and issue 7. And again, sticking with Image, 90s, it's Cyberforce 1, 2, and 3. Mainly because the Cyberforce isn't a title I've decided to build or anything like that, but I kind of wanted it for the Killer Instinct story that crossed over with Wildcats, with the first volume of Wildcats. More Image, the Fire from Heaven story. This is issue 1 of that. I just picked up the 1/2 issue not that long ago. And Sword of Damocles, number 1. Some of the earlier Image stuff, we have Night Strike, part of the Extreme Destroyer storyline, which is why I picked it up. Supreme 11, part of the Extreme Prejudice storyline. And last bit of Image, we have some Wildcats, some Jim Lee goodness. So issue 11, 16, 17, 21. So that rounds out the Image stack, which was about half. And if you watched any of my other pickup videos, you should know that I am slowly working on putting together a Malibu Ultraverse run. The Ultraverse titles, not just the Ultraverse book itself. And I'm making a lot of progress here, so it's getting harder to find things. But every once in a while, I still find a nugget, such as with Hardcase number 25. And then we have an early issue of Prototype, issue number 2, and issue 9. And then towards the end of his run, issue 17. I don't even know if I knew about this issue before. This is Sludge Red Christmas. It's a one-shot. Another Malibu title, Solution, issue number 3. And over to Marvel. We'll finish it out with Marvel. So the New Universe stuff is something I've had to go to my older brother to have him educate me. But I see these books in the dollar bins all the time. A lot of times they're not bagged. Their pages are yellowed. They're all dogged up. But every once in a while I do find them bagged in the cheapo boxes, sometimes less than $1. And the DP7 is a series that I've seen quite often. I have started picking up some of the Cyforce title, but this is one of the other titles, and I previously had collected the Star Brand book in the New Universe series, but DP7 was another one that did run quite a while. It ran for several years, and so I looked it up and kind of liked what I was reading on I forget which site I was using now, but they happen to have a run towards the end of the New Universe life in itself. So I went ahead and grabbed a little run of DP7. So we'll start off with issue 18. then it changed over to their new logo starting with 19. And it helped that like Spitfire and I think Cyforce, we had some Ron Lim art, which is one of my favorite artists. So this isn't his art, but you know, kind of drew me into it. So issues 20, 21, 22, 23, speaking of Cyforce, 24. So don't see those books very often, at least in good shape. Marvel UK imprint, we have Knights of Pendragon. This was just, I think, to round it out. I do have a few UK titles, but this was more or less, I think, to round out my stack. I did notice the artist Royal. I was wondering if it was John Royal, who's been doing some of the variants for IDW's G.I. Joe, but of course this was 1993, so I don't know. But didn't appear to be. I did open this one up in the car. Marvel Knights issue 14. Just filled a hole. And this is the only book. I paid $2 for this one. Punisher issue 20 or 20.99, issue 25. Does have a little spine tick over here in the corner or on the spine, but it's the foil embossed version, the direct version, and cool wraparound cover. So at $2, even that wasn't terrible. Didn't find a lot of Spider-Man, but I did find this one lone issue, issue 91, part of the Identity Crisis storyline, and this is actually a key book. This is the I believe it's the first appearance of Dusk, or the Dusk outfit. So a little surprised to see that in there, and it filled a hole. It's got a little bit of wear on the spine, little rubbing here, but I'll take it. Team America, they had a few of these. The title didn't last. It didn't even last a full year, I don't think. But I'm familiar with them from Captain America. But issues 2 and 3 were bagged and boarded in good shape. The other issues were a little bit dinged up, dogged up. Perhaps I should have picked them up anyhow, but here we go. There's issue 2 and issue 3. And the final issue is another $20.99 issue, X-Men this time around. This is issue 33. This is the very last issue of this series. And, you know, sometimes with these 90s books, you know, you can find the number ones all day long, but it's the issues at the end of the title when it wasn't selling very well, before, you know, right before it was canceled. These are the books that are tougher to find. I have this. I'm only missing 2 issues from this entire run, and I swear I can't find them in the wild, so probably gonna have to pony up and buy them from my comic shop or somewhere like that. But for $1, I couldn't pass up issue 35 of this title. I don't know if I'll sell it or use it as trade fodder or just hold on to it, but yeah, just don't see a lot of the last couple of issues. So that was it in terms of Escape Reality Comics. Probably the best thing about that shop was the slogan on their reader board, which was right underneath their sign out by the road. So you had their big Escape Reality logo on their sign, and then below it, it says, "We have issues." I called it the very first time, but my wife didn't catch it until the second time she took me to the shop, and then she saw it. It kind of registered with her and got a chuckle out of it. So anywho, that is it for the haul. Thanks for sticking around, and do have a show coming up, a local show in December, I think, is the next one that comes through the area. So you can probably expect a little haul video after that show comes and goes. But thanks for watching, guys. You have a fantastic day. We'll catch you here next time.